No, absolutely. You know, as I've said before, I mean, we've got a plan in place in Florida, which includes drafting well and developing well, and then eventually winning in Florida. And part of development is winning. And this is the place that we've chosen to develop our players. And part of that development process is going to be winning. We want to develop winners. We don't want to develop losers. And I believe that the fans here and the San Antonio Spurs organization deserve a winning team. It's been a long time without a lot of winning down here.
More important for the success of the Florida Panthers, winning down here or the development of the players? Or do they basically take care of themselves?
Well, they go hand in hand. You can't develop players properly without winning. And you can look at any sport, and typically teams that win championships win more than one championship over the course of the year. So getting that first one is the toughest part. But if you can develop winners, at the American Hockey League level, they're going to win at the next level. So they go hand in hand.
San Antonio fans, just about every year when camp gets ready to open, hears that same spiel. This is the year. This is the year. Last year they started off strong and then faded down the end. What's going to make the fans believe this year? It's like, okay, this time it's going to be different.
Well, first of all, if anybody looks at the job we've done in Florida in just 1 year and the players we've added through free agency in the last couple of weeks, that should tell anybody that we have the depth, and everybody can't make the Florida Panthers, so that depth will spill over here to San Antonio. But probably more importantly is the last two drafts that we've had. Most people would tell you that we've drafted the best of any organization in the NHL the last 2 years. We had 5 picks in the top 45 in the last year's draft, and then this past year we had 7 selections in the top 3 rounds. So we've got a lot of quality young players, and typically as the season goes on and you have injuries in the NHL or you have injuries here in the American Hockey League, that's when you can pull those players up from junior hockey or college hockey at the end of the year and come in with some quality players. So we feel we've got the depth to sustain a long season here, which maybe hasn't been the case here in the past.
So Mike, could you elaborate a little bit on what head coach Chuck Weber will bring to the Rampage?
Well, what Chuck brings more than anything else is a winning tradition. I mean, he's been a winner at every level of hockey, and that's most important part of development for us. Is that part of development is winning, and it's an important part of development. We feel if we develop winners here, then they'll be winners in Florida someday too. And Chuck's one of the winningest coaches in minor league hockey in the last 5 years.
Okay. After watching the young players at the Panthers development camp last week, what are your impressions of the talent that we could see here in San Antonio?
Well, most of the players that we saw at the development camp last week will be here in San Antonio in the years to come. But we've also added a number of veteran players who we've signed as free agents, which will help those players grow and develop and be the type of players that we would call up to Florida, allowing our younger players to stay here and develop at their own pace. So we're really happy. We've had 2 strong drafts. Five selections in the top 45 picks in 2010, and then 7 selections in the top 3 rounds last year. So we've got 23 players total from the last 2 years' drafts, and most people would tell you that we've drafted as well, if not better than anyone in the NHL in the last 2 years.